Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Oddly Coded Podcast. Insert funny thing here, editor now. And my name is Dan, and I'm here joined by my homies, Matt, Steege, and Mr. Lyle there down in the bottom, at least for me anyway. Gentlemen, today is a fantastic episode because we're going to be talking about fucking up. We're going to be talking about messing up, and we've all done it. We've all done it. We're all guilty of it, right? I know that I'm guilty of it. I'm sure that you guys are guilty of it. Lyle's not guilty of it. He is God, and that's okay. You know, he is omnipotent, and that's all right. He's already come back from the dead.
That's just his shtick.
I mean, how much evidence do you need for that, right?
Not to be confused with omnipotent, where I smell like everything. But
no, he's he is the smell of at least one thing that is also encompassing everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to open this up with a bit of a story. Before I was a PC gamer master race kind of guy, I used to play with my friends from high school on PlayStation. I was a PlayStation kid growing up, always had one, and so we used to play on the PS4 specifically. And so me and my buddy, who will be named, editor put in a funny name here, me and
Dave Grohl.
We were playing GTA 5.
You're making so much work for me right now, and I hate you.
And
let's just make the editor's life hell right now.
Each blank name, just make Dave Grohl.
Can I get some
yeah,
stars?
Literally just
like,
make it
up
the same
here,
one.
like a rainbow.
Fuck all.
Yeah. Just
Put
edit
me-
in an entirely different
Put me in a
episode.
porta potty.
Change our camera's orientation every few frames. Let's see. So, where was I? We played GTA 5.
So Dan's story, yeah.
Okay, we played GTA 5, and there was this mission. I don't remember what the hell we were trying to do. This was many years ago, so it could have been any of the updates. But we were... Holy shit.
We're good.
Oh my god, are you okay?
I'm just sitting here wondering if Dan's ever going to be able to tell his story.
No, I'm not. Fuck the story. Are you actually okay?
No, we're good. We're good.
We're like a minute and a half into this, and nothing has happened.
No, shut up. Lyle's dying. It's fine.
PlayStation. It's
Someone put a
good.
bone in my White Claw.
Wow.
Boneless White Claw.
Can I get the boneless White Claw, please? Anyway. We played GTA. We were very close to being done with the end of the mission. It ended with a lot of gang members, enemy gang members, trying to shoot at me and
Dave Grohl.
And we were driving away in one of our cars. We were driving away in the getaway vehicles that were already set up for the mission. What I didn't realize was that the radius of which that cars in GTA 5 explode it's a range. It's honestly a spectrum. There's no set range that you can be within or outside of for your car to explode. And so I thought that it would be really cool that as we were driving away, speeding off with the cash, making off like a bunch of bandits with a bag of loot, it would be pretty dope if I just shot up a bunch of fire barrels, right? Correct?
That's usually what you do in video games. You shoot the fire
Yeah, exactly, because you
Blade,
drive away, cool guys don't look at explosions, as we all know that.
Yeah.
That's why I look at them all the time.
We were planning on getting, I think it was like a couple $1 million for this, like a couple of million, like GTA dollars for this mission. Like we were busting our ass to get this mission done. I shoot the fire barrels. It goes off, kills everybody. Unfortunately, there was gas on the ground that started a chain reaction to a gasoline truck that was right next to our cars. And it exploded, and we both died and lost the mission.
Nice.
I didn't hear the end of this until the end of the school year. This was halfway through the school year.
Dave Grohl
Would come up to me during lunchtime, and he'd be like, bro, I cannot play these missions with you anymore. What the fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the kind of energy that I want to hear from each of you guys today. I want to hear about stories from your times in video games, in all of our like competitive lives where we've shot a ball in Rocket League to our own goal and fucked it up for the whole team. Matt, I'm looking at you. Whenever we're not on the point in Overwatch 2, I'm looking at anyone that plays Overwatch 2 right now because you suck as my teammates in unranked. I want to hear about it.
Right now. And I'll go ahead and take that.
I'm
Nice
so
transition.
glad. I'm so
Nice.
glad somebody picked it up. Yes.
So, all right. So my story isn't necessarily about something I did in a game. It's something that I actually did
To a game.
to a game. I'll explain.
Prepositions.
Hot.
Was it a
Do y'all
disc
remember-
or was it digital?
No. Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember the Xbox 360 when it first came out?
No, what's that?
Okay, cool, great.
Did
I'm
yours
glad
come
we're
with
all
it now?
on the same page and we're all understanding each other.
Absolutely.
I still feel so embarrassed about this.
Okay.
So my cousin, Aaron. Anyway, he's my old gamer buddy from way back when. We still play games sometimes, and we have a whole lot of fun together. A lot of my like middle school and high school years were spent over at his place playing his video games because I just didn't have my own consoles. So I would play other people's video games. I would also play it at Walmart and shit. But anyway, I just mentioned that on a previous podcast. But so he got the Xbox 360, and we were over there because it was like, ooh, I'm super, super excited. This thing just came out. He just got it. I want to show him because I was watching some of the promotional videos of it, and I'm like, I know all about the Xbox 360. I know everything about it. God. Anyway,
Lord, did he not know a damn thing?
It was at that moment he
all right,
realized.
so
An innocent child in the face of a storm.
So he had, it was like a World War II plane fighting game. I can't remember what it was exactly. It was like Ace Fighters or some bullshit. Anyway,
Ace of the Skies, maybe?
probably. And it was brand new, so like he paid for
Combat
the Xbox.
Ace.
Combat Ace, that sounds right. Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Full price for the game, still $60 at the time. Full price for the Xbox 360, all that. And I'm like, yo, Aaron, did you know that like when you change the orientation of the Xbox 360, it'll change the orientation of like, how like it'll show you like, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, and they light up all like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that disc, spinning in there. And I just lift it up, to set it up on its side because it's like, ooh, you can set it this way or this way. That it was all in the promotional materials. It's like, yo, you can do that, and it'll bloop, and it'll show you, and the little lights
That's cool.
they rotate to show you that you have player 1 and player 2 here, and then when it's down here on the side, they go bloop again.
Sweet
so
summer
yeah,
child.
so I rotate it up. And I hear the most god-awful noise I've ever heard in my life. I think I dropped it.
That was like a Howie scream.
Yeah. And I just leave the room.
No words
I'm
were
like-
said.
I just ruined this extremely expensive thing that I have no money to pay for. Holy crap. Aaron handled it extremely well. Let me just say, Aaron,
We don't talk
thank
anymore.
you. I love you.
He buried it out in the yard.
And I never saw him again.
I have no idea if he's mad. So like win-win.
Every now and then I'll bring it up to him and I'll be like, yo, I am still so sorry. brain no work good, so I did the thing that make it break.
Yeah.
I think the Xbox 360 was actually fine. But the disc was definitely ruined.
Yeah.
I've played Ace Combat. I don't remember which one. You're not missing much.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that great of a game,
Honestly,
honestly.
you saved him from years of horrible
I think
gameplay.
you would agree. I was having fun with it because I just like flying games in general. Like,
Are you
I
sure
feel
it
like
wasn't
games-
that one game,
game-
like Plane Game or whatever the fuck you were talking
Yeah, it's
about?
playing game.
No, dude, that was like a Windows 95. It was called Plain Crazy.
Playing Crazy.
Plain
That's the
Crazy. It
one.
was like Windows
you-
95. It
But
was.
this was the Xbox 360 port. is
Of
what you're
Plain
telling
Crazy.
me.
Yeah.
Crazy,
yeah.
Now with DLC.
I'd have been a lot
The
sadder
myth
if
goes
that was what
on.
the game was, but
Plain crazier.
The legend continues.
plain
Yeah.
crazier. We love
More
that.
plain, more crazy.
yeah. Beyond that, I've also got every single game I've ever played of Gunfire Reborn with Steege. So
Ooh,
I've got a
I
whole
also have
video
a handful
on that.
of those. I'll play that
So
game again.
Steege, since I said your name, I guess.
I
Do
do
it.
have a name. What is a
Go.
name?
I don't know.
My
So
Steege has a first name. It's okay.
Steege.
BOLOGNA?
It's
Dave
That's the
Grohl.
one.
Dave Grohl.
I'm an
See, if anyone's just
Oscar
listening, they're gonna have
Steeger.
no idea what you're doing.
And
Actually,
wh-
I think I have a fix for that, so
if
never
you would
mind.
just
Anyway,
edit it in.
no, it's fine.
If you do
Come on,
the
editor,
work.
do your job.
My story.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dave Grohl.
so I think whenever we talked about like fucking up in games, the only thing that immediately came to mind was my short time that I spent trying to beat games blindfolded. So for those of you who aren't aware, who are watching this, a lot of you are, but some aren't. I used to stream quite a lot for probably the better part of like three and a half years. I did a lot of like streaming. I played a bunch of different kinds of games. And there was a little while where I was incredibly interested in defeating either levels or games or whatever while blindfolded. And so I wouldn't necessarily call this like a total fuck up necessarily, but just me going into these things not realizing how hard of a time I'd actually have, because these were games that I was incredibly familiar with. So the one that I did actually end up beating was I beat the first level of Sonic Adventure 2, the famous city escape level, the rolling around at
That's
the
true.
speed of sound.
I forgot
beat
you actually
that
beat it.
level completely blindfolded. It took hours to do a level that whenever played normally takes probably 3 minutes, if that. You're playing Sonic. He's fast. He does the fast things. When Sonic is blindfolded, he runs into walls a lot and is no longer fast.
Didn't you end up getting a C for it anyway?
No, I'm more than positive I got the worst rank you can possibly get, which,
Yeah,
I mean,
F,
I
yeah.
was expecting that. It's E, actually, but E for I was expecting that. That began with
for
I.
Low expectations.
But yeah, I have very vivid memories of like watching back the clips of that, because obviously people were like making clips and stuff like that, as you can do on Twitch. And the one that comes back to me a lot that I think about all the time is there's this one part where you are coming down off of like a rail and you have to go straight up this ramp and land on like the top of the ramp.
I know
And then
exactly
you
what you're
have to
talking about.
like jump over this gap and you have to like hit a little ring pack in the in the air and then make your way over the gap. And so I'm literally, I'm streaming, so I'm kind of announcing, I'm kind of saying like what I think is going on. And I'm like, okay, I'm at the top of the thing. Meanwhile, I have completely missed the ramp. Like, I'm on the side of the ramp and not going anywhere. I'm nowhere. My verticality is 0 at this point. I'm nowhere where I need to be. And I'm just like, okay, I'm at the top of the thing. I'm at the top of the ramp. And I go for like the double jump homing attack, the jump so I can hit the ring thing. And I hear nothing. And then all of a sudden I hear, I'm like, no!
I'm at the top of the ramp. Meanwhile, he's at the beginning of the level.
Well, no, because I was going completely off audio cues at this point. I mean, as you have to do throughout the whole thing. I've played this game so many times, so I hear specific audio cues, and I know whereabouts I am. Sometimes I was completely off. Sometimes I would get trapped in a corner for literally 10 minutes, just trapped in a corner trying to like jump my way out of it, thinking anything is going to happen, and just nothing is happening. It had to be the most riveting gameplay you've ever seen.
Trapped in the corner, and then like, okay, guys, I should be being chased by the big gun truck now. I'm holding backwards, but I should be done in about like a minute and a half.
No.
Been run over by the truck. I think.
I would know if I was being chased by the gun truck because that awesome like end music kicks in where it's like bow now now bow now now now. Anyway,
I think I really want to go see like whatever like the worst clips are of like you just like not having any idea where you were.
We can watch it. You know, if I can find one, maybe I'll throw one right here. Okay, we're on the top of the thing. Okay. We're on the top of the thing. All right, here we go. And then we go, huh? No! God damn it! Wasn't that fun?
So, along that line, speaking of blindfolded playing of games, so me too, like the Stegems. I did also do the strimming and the
great segue.
The video.
Oh, that's great.
The video. I don't own a Segway, man. I can walk. I'm not lazy. I too did the strims, and I did a blindfolded playthrough, and the only difference of the blindfolded playthrough between myself and Stedge is I had my girlfriend Ashley be my eyes for me, and I was playing.
We'll go to that, Dan.
I was playing Ocarina of Time, and if anyone who knows me knows that I know that game like the back of my fucking whatever these things are called, and I can verbalize like I was like the back of my Dave Grohl's.
I love you, Dave Grohl.
Sorry, Dave Grohl.
Very nice.
And
you seem moisturized.
Hope you're watching.
And so Ashley, my girlfriend, Ocarina of Time is not a game that she is familiar with at all. She's getting frustrated, and in a similar moment, there's a clip of me being blindfolded. Ashley's right there, and we're in Queen Goma's room at the end of the Great Deku Tree, and Queen Goma I think is just like crawling around on the floor like she does, and I have Link, and I'm like, you see Link just like running, and he's just like up against like one of the three pillars in the room.
Pillars, yeah.
and I'm just like running forward, and I ask Ashley, I'm just like, am I on her? Am I on her yet? Like, am I good? All right, I think I'm on her. And Ashley's like just like silent, and then she just like starts laughing because I'm obviously not. I'm not on the boss.
Nowhere where you need to be.
Nowhere where I need to be. But yeah, no. Long story short, that was, and I heard plenty of it afterwards. But that was one of the most infuriating and frustrating things for her to have ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
Am I on it?
Am I on it? I think
I know how it feels.
Yes.
Believe me.
Dan, would you like to tell the audience about our escapades?
There's actually two escapades, and you can take the second one if you'd like, because it also was Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's whatever. I didn't beat it. For those of you, spoiler alert. But Steege and I would definitely consider myself a very seasoned Elder Scrolls fan, as you could probably tell by C episodes 1 through 6 of this podcast.
True. No. Yeah.
But
for anyone counting at home, we're on episode 7.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll put it up in the corner so you guys can look at it. But all right, fine. Put a picture of Dave
Just keep
Grohl's
talking.
face.
Don't look at me.
Don't make eye contact with me.
Roll, what are you doing here? God,
get out of here! I believe it was actually the first time I had visited Steege 1 in his home.
Yeah,
I believe. And so what we decided to do at the time was that he would be blindfolded, and I would be, as Lyle's girlfriend was to him, his eyes.
So
and
romantic.
So.
Yeah, it was romantic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Was there eye contact?
Well, no, I was blindfolded.
With that inflation, yes.
we definitely tried. It was a little bit hard given the vision barrier, but we definitely gave it our best shot. We played through the beginning dungeon, just the entirety of the beginning dungeon of Skyrim.
Of Helgen?
Yeah, we got through Helgen. I'm pretty sure we got through Bleak Falls Barrow. We just don't have the video up.
No, I never edited that, but I edited a video where we got all the way through Helgen, and then we even got all the way to Riverwood, and then up to the first like little tower of bandits that you get to on your way up to Bleak Falls Barrow. That's where, after that fight, I ended the video. But just the fact that we got there, me completely blindfolded, and Dan guiding my hands the entire time, or my face, I don't know.
There's a clip from that video that I love so much, and I go back to every so often, where the chat was allowed to. We made some custom channel point redemptions.
Yeah.
And the chat was allowed to give directions, and I would have to lead Steege to do those things somehow. And so we got to Riverwood, and there's a very famous chicken. There's a very famous chicken in Riverwood that you can. It crosses your path, and you have a choice. Do you want to have fun in the game, or do you want to be attacked by the entirety of Riverwood? Chat gave directions, and I instructed Steege 1 to power swing at the chicken, and
he would not let the chicken cross the road.
No, that chicken did not cross the road that day.
We're not
but
making that joke.
The entire town was after him. Arrows were flying. People were swinging axes and shit. Even children were coming out and punching the shit out of him.
You punched my chicken.
Pretty much.
That sounds like a Friday night for me. Punching my own chick. Never mind.
It's a euphemism. You guys will get it when you're older.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Edit that part out with
Dave Grohl.
Leave it in.
With Dave Grohl. With
Dave Grohl.
The picture of Dave Grohl's face.
Dave Grohl loves chickens.
Anyway,
Loves
so I'm
his
getting
chicken.
attacked by everyone in Riverwood.
He got attacked by a lot of people in Riverwood, and the clip that I love is that he is there's a little like guard bastion like as the gate to the entrance of the town, and he is face into it, and he is two-handed at this point, so he is just fucking just swinging with no remorse, no regard for anyone's safety. And I look at him and I'm just like, what are you doing? And he's just like, I'm gonna kill this whole fucking town, dude. Meanwhile he is really fucking up this wooden wall right now. And I'm just like, you know what? I feel that. Just turn a little bit to the right and we can begin.
It's like, no, Dan, let him cook.
You almost got it. You're almost there. You almost
forgot about
You got
that
it.
part.
You're doing great.
I forgot about that part. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this whole fucking town, dude.
There's so many
wailing on this wall.
There's
Like,
so many good moments in
You
this
can
video,
still
man.
hear it though, right? So like,
Yeah.
do you hear the
Is
clanging
the
of the
impact
sword
any
on the
different?
wood?
I mean,
I don't know if the
can.
clanging is any
it's
different.
not. If
But
it is different, it's not different enough.
It's not
I don't
different
know.
enough,
Okay.
especially
All right.
whenever
Yeah.
there's like noise and
Oh yeah,
to say,
everybody's
I don't
shouting at him and yelling at him like,
Yeah,
"You'll not
he's
get away
got-
this time."
He's got the entire town coming after him. 50 people, even the kids, are saying, "Never should have come here." And the chicken comes back from the dead, and he says, "I can't wait to count out your coin." But
can't wait to count out your seed.
That is also a euphemism.
God, fuck all of you.
put in
Man.
a laugh track.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes,
Put in a
No,
laugh
that's just
track.
direct communication.
that's direct
All right.
communication.
That is not beating around the bush. That is just
Hey.
directly beating the bush.
This-
Okay.
Thanks, you guys. Steege, do you wanna transition into the other one that we did, or do you wanna leave that
No,
up
because
to mystery?
if I'm being completely honest, I don't remember as much about that one, only because we actually made a video about the Skyrim one.
It took me 3 hours to get halfway through Metal Harbor.
Yeah,
That's about it. That's about it. I just kept missing.
I'm
After a
actually
while.
rather than
In your
doing
defense, there's
that.
barely any platforms in that level. It's
That is
mostly-
also true.
Mostly grind rails and aircraft carriers.
That is
And,
also true.
You know, listen, man. It was my own fault because I chose Metal Harbor.
It
'Cause
sounded metal.
I really enjoyed the level whenever I was actually able to see it, and so I was just like, yeah, I got
The soundtrack? Oh, the
Yeah.
soundtrack's so good.
Yeah, Metal
I
Heart
can,
was good.
I can feel my way through this. Meanwhile, fucking Top Gun is going on in the background.
It's not exactly. It's like if Top Gun was ska.
Yeah.
Highway to the danger zone.
And then you fucking ride on a piece of metal down a sky-high laundry chute for some reason.
There you go.
In the
I
middle
didn't
of
get
the
to that
ocean.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
okay.
I didn't get to that
I don't know.
part.
And
Anyway,
he wouldn't have seen it if he did. So
That's true.
yeah.
all right, who's next? Who fucked
Well,
up?
I think it might be a good time for us to transition into a new reoccurring segment that we'd like to do, and this one involves you. Yes, the
Oh my
viewer at
God.
home. We would like to
You can
present our
participate.
very first subscriber of the week. If you would like to be the subscriber of the week for the next video, I want you on this YouTube video, if you're watching it on YouTube, to comment down below a game fuck up that you've done. Maybe a funny story in a game where you were doing really well and then made a terrible decision, or something like that that changed the course of anything. Or it could be like Matt was saying, where he just absolutely tried to decimate his cousin's Xbox.
And then he's traumatized for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
will
It
be
could be
judging
anything
you
like that.
harshly.
We will choose one of your comments and we will read it on the next episode, and you will be the subscriber of the week. This week, our subscriber of the week, even though we didn't ask a question last time, I just wanted to choose a comment. It is actually a friend of the podcast. His name is Mortisil. And
Congrats, Mortisil.
congratulations.
You did great.
well done.
And so
Good
last
job.
episode,
Your
we were
Geralt
talking-
cosplay is really good.
He does have a good Geralt cosplay. Oh my god.
No, don't summon him.
So last episode we were talking about games as movies,
Yes.
and and shows, I guess. He said, I would like to see a season of a show, I guess, based on Destiny, centered on a new guardian for the viewer's relatability, and based around an ensemble of the main characters and their varied personalities. Now, Dan, I don't think you're into Destiny very much. I'm not into Destiny very much, but Lio and Matt are. What would you guys
Played
think
it
about
a
that?
little.
I think that would be really cool. I want to see it. I want to see it, and I want it to be awesome, and I want it to be the best thing that's ever been made, and I want it to be a completely different cast of different characters every single time. At one episode, maybe you're doing a raid. Maybe you're doing that one raid with Siva or something, from Destiny 1. I can't remember what it's called. Wrath of the Machine? Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
And then the next time you're
the
doing
one
a
that-
raid with
Yeah.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, Dave Grohl's in there.
Yeah.
He's just
We're
jamming
fighting
out.
the
I feel
food.
like Dave Grohl would be.
He's a
Oh,
Titan.
he'd probably be a Wharton.
He's a Titan.
Wharton. I said Wharton. I
final
mixed
boss is
Titan
food,
and
we gotta
Warlock
fight him.
together. A Wharton.
A Wharton. A Wharton.
But yeah, every episode you have a different cast of characters every time, so you can just keep cycling in the new talent and stuff, and I think it'd be great for the actors. I think it'd be great for it'd be great for Sony, because that's why they bought Bungie, so they can make Destiny movies.
Yeah.
It's definitely not gonna be. Oh, I don't know, another mistake of the writer's strike or anything.
Yeah.
First
I'm
episode,
sure-
they're gonna
I'm
be
sure
like,
it'll be
"This is
great."
our
I mean,
Destiny."
I'm sure they won't use
Sony
AI
printers.
to write the entire thing and never pay a writer a single dime.
Sony
Yeah,
and Bungie,
I mean-
Sony and
Never
Bungie are
happened.
already working on a Destiny media that aren't video games type
Yeah.
methodology. So they have a show, they have movies, they have shorts, they got something coming. We
Oh,
know
yeah.
nothing. We know nothing about it, but I'm excited to see.
Well, there
I
you
didn't
go,
know
Mortisil.
that,
Your wish could come true. You never know.
It is. I'm gonna call them right now.
And congratulations to you,
What's Sony's phone
The
number?
viewer.
You will be heavily judged, as will you, future subscribers of the week. Tell us your fuck ups, and I will judge you in the comments.
Okay. Matt, what are you doing?
I'm gonna call
Sorry.
Sony.
I'm calling Sony.
No, I believe, now would be a great time, just given how much time we have left, to transition into our other reoccurring segment that we did last time, and we will continue to do this time. And that reoccurring segment is called "Let's Make Some TikTok Content," in which I'm going to get in an argument with one of my amazing co-hosts here, and we're going to ham it up and then post it on TikTok. Remember how I said the last time this is going to do numbers? It did, and so we're going to keep doing it. I right?
Numbers good. Numbers make me feel good in my brain hole.
Little behind the scenes.
It by the way,
Numbers,
follow
but-
us on TikTok at Oddly Coded on TikTok and Instagram. Okay, so Lyle, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So I don't really understand. You're telling me that Kingdom Hearts is not a good game?
Look, man. Okay. There's a difference that a lot of people don't really fucking understand between objectivity and subjectivity. You can have your opinions. Your opinions are valid, right? Your experiences. No one ever really wants to take that ever away from you, and I hope that they don't.
But it's got Mickey Mouse.
If you had, I don't fucking care. If you had a good, if you had a good time with a bad thing, your experiences are great. But just you got to understand the
You're just
thing
a
that you
bad
had
person.
fun with. The thing that you had fun with is objectively a poorly constructed piece of medium.
Why? What's
The
wrong
things
with it?
didn't make. Okay.
It's awesome. What are you
Dude, it's
talking
Final
about?
Fantasy mixed with Disney.
It's
What
Final
makes
Fa-
sense about that?
It's Final Fantasy for one fucking game. The Final Fantasy games the Final Fantasy characters just fizzled after the first game, and no explanation why. The fucking gummy ships don't make any goddamn sense. There's nothing Disney or Kingdom Hearts about them. I'd rather sit through a goddamn loading screen than have to play the gummy ship game in Kingdom Hearts 1. You can literally sit there with a controller and just fucking tap A and you shoot forward and it kills the enemies, and it's like, this is supposed to be fun? This is
It's a
supposed
loading
to,
screen.
This is supposed to be enticing? This is boring. It's not a loading screen. It's a false sense of, oh my god. No. And then there's no point to going to any of the Disney worlds. Any of the Disney realms. There's no point. There's no
Why not?
purpose. It serves no purpose.
What do you mean? How
it
else
serves
am I
no-
going to
it's
meet
just-
Aladdin?
It's
it serves
fan
no purpose to the
service.
story.
You
The
can
game
No.
is just fan service
No.
for Disney.
Anime boobs are fan service. This is ridiculous. Disney worlds are fucking stupid in Kingdom Hearts games.
Wait, how do
I
you
don't
feel
know,
about
man.
Disney?
That's a whole other can of worms, and we're not going there.
And that's the end of Let's Make a TikTok. So let's move it.
So
don't
by the
know,
way,
man.
I
I
couldn't
can't-
find the direct line for Jim Ryan, CEO of PlayStation. So, yeah, there was like
And
a
speaking
customer
of
support thing.
CEOs
if I had any issues with, my
Speaking of
PlayStation.
CEOs, if we don't have any stories to talk about right off the bat, why don't we dive a little bit into this whole Unity situation?
Yeah.
the,
please,
the
please,
character
go
from
for
Rick
it.
and Morty that Rick
No.
has sex with everyone on the planet.
That is not. No,
Her name was Unity.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
her name
but
was
no.
Unity. She's doing better overall than Unity is right now.
I think she broke off the
game engine.
toxicity. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the game engine.
So the game engine company, Unity.
You know the one used by the people at Slay the Spire, the one used at Phasmophobia, the one that I think Among Us also uses.
Yeah.
A
Well,
bunch
Any
of-
game you like, it's
Let me-
probably that.
correct
Yeah.
you right there. Slay the Spire does not use Unity.
Oh, okay.
But the next game that Megacrit, the people that make Slay the Spire, were making, they were using Unity to make it. And recently, with the whole, if you guys are not aware of the whole Unity situation, it's an ongoing situation. There have been some changes that I might not be 100% on, but the basic of it was that Unity announced that it would be charging a per install fee to developers who make over $200,000 on their game. So it would not necessarily affect the smallest developers, but it does set a precedent for any game dev that wants to grow their project beyond a minuscule amount or is trying to market their product, right? But we'll come back to that. The whole thing with Megacrit, the Slay the Spire dev, great game by the way, is that they were planning on using Unity for their next game that they were working on. In fact, they have been working on it, according to their Twitter post, for 2+ years in the Unity engine. And they said in their post that they would be willing to literally drop it from Unity and rebuild it in another software if Unity does not get their shit together. And the best part about it, and I might be paraphrasing because I don't have it right in front of me, but the last line
Whip it out.
of the last line of their Twitter post was, by and large, we never make public statements like this. That's how badly you fucked up.
Yeah.
And that went hard.
It wasn't even like this. They just never make public statements, and then they're just like, here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I
Here comes
did.
the center text post.
Yeah, but it's actually one where it's not a developer apologizing for something like, Gollum or something
them
like
just
that.
giving their feelings and
Yeah.
hey,
don't-
this is
we
how
don't
it's
talk about
affecting
that.
us.
So I became very interested in this subject. In fact, I made like a quick one-off TikTok on our TikTok account the other day about it. That shit that really started boiling my blood a little bit. And things that, people who are smarter and have more time and resources than I dug into. So it turns out that the CEO of Unity, John Riccitiello, I don't know how to pronounce it. I also don't care. Apparently sold 2,000 shares of Unity before this announcement came out.
Yep. Is he just trying to tank Unity for some reason to make money?
I want to be very careful here because we're going to be using the word alleged a lot right now.
This is episode 7.
Which is, I mean, it's fine. As long as we say allegedly, it's fine because we don't know anything for sure, right?
Allegedly.
Putting that out there.
Allegedly,
that is a big thing that happens with insider trading. Allegedly. Where people will sell stock while their company is still doing well,
and
then do something to tank this. No, it's not legal, Matt.
No, illegal.
I said illegal. I said.
Oh, okay.
Illegal is a sick word.
Still a valid answer there. Yeah.
And then we'll do something to tank the stock of their company and then buy while it's low.
No, this is unlawful. Illegal is a sick bird.
Thank you, Lyle.
Put a laugh track.
Yeah, I got you.
Come on, man.
Illegal.
Yeah,
you got it.
I will see myself out.
I am not going because I am not an expert on stock market things, and you should not take my word for any of this. All of this is just thoughts that I've seen put out on the internet. I'm not going to go too much more into that. The point is that all of this fucking stinks. And
Absolutely.
It's just bad for gaming overall.
Allegedly stink.
It doesn't allegedly stink. It does stink.
It's just bad for gaming overall. It's bad for people who want to just try things out because Unity is a game engine that is built really, really well for beginners to learn how to game. I've downloaded it before. I started a bit of a tutorial on it, and then I kind of got sidetracked, and then I started doing like Unreal because I saw a good thing on that. Anyway, but the whole thing about this, there's a lot of toxicity surrounding the Unity controversy right now, and I'm just worried that this could spill over into people that have made games on Unity, and people would be averse to buying a game that was made on Unity because maybe somehow Unity itself or that a-hole that is making all these big decisions is going to somehow get a cut of it. And this is why it's just bad for everybody. It's not good for Unity, and it's not good for the game developers because now they feel like they can't, if they make a game that's good, now they're going to be indebted like an insane amount of money.
Yeah. And
just a quick, here's a quick suggestion for Unity. If you guys want to make money from people that are using your product, look at what DaVinci Resolve is doing. Video editing software. They have a free program and then they have a paid program. The free program is relatively it's relatively bare bones, but it does the job.
Hey Matt, you ready for this? They already do that.
What?
Yeah, Unity already did that.
I see where you're going. Yeah. They already do that. There is already.
Well, why are they doing this?
There is exactly.
Welcome to the outrage.
There is already a base form where it's like the free version, and I believe it's even more bare bones than like a DaVinci Resolve situation. For those of you who don't video edit, DaVinci Resolve, you can do a ton of things with the free version of it. You can do, I do everything with the free version. With Unity, it's probably even more like, okay, if you really want to get serious about this, you should probably upgrade to a paid version. And I don't know how many tiers there are, but there's at least one where it's like a pro or a professional version of Unity. And yes, that already exists. They just see all of these companies making money and go, hey, they're using our engine. We should get a little cut of that. And you know what? I might
I can see
the
the
argument for
but-
a huge conglomerate like Sony or Nintendo or something. I don't know if I still agree with it or not, but I could see the point, right? But whenever we're talking about indie devs and the bar is as low as $200,000, which is a low bar, I think, in these kinds of spaces, it's horse crap. It's awful. It's just like you were hurting the
Bull
devs.
Watch your language.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please.
It
Bleep
is
that out, please.
it's seriously
Replace
it's
it with Dave
awful,
Grohl.
and I think I saw where you were going with it earlier, Matt, with the entire like how to react to this as a player, as a game player. The response to this is definitely not don't play games that are made in Unity, because there are going to be a lot of devs who are going through this right now who are currently in the middle of developing a game in Unity, and there is no way that they can afford to completely derail their developments.
Some are
Davago.
big games too.
Davago is made in
Davago,
Unity.
a VR game that Matt's
I
super
love
into.
that game so
Yeah.
much, and they haven't actually released on Steam yet, so they haven't technically sold copies, but they have a lot of downloaded copies of like the game in development that you can get through the Patreon and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work for them, and I would hate to see them like their development team get sacked because of this. Like,
And that's
Like
like
some-
some indie people that aren't even selling their games for they're not even selling their games like on GameJolt, itch.io, all of these indie creators. Some of them are memes, but like a lot of the horror game genre, like a lot of the indie scary game genre that people are putting a lot of faith into, at least a good 60% of them on those sites are made with Unity because that's all they got.
Just
And you know what
to name a couple really, really big ones, Cuphead, Beat Saber, Pokemon Go, Genshin Impact,
Go, that's right.
City Skylines, which is having City Skylines 2 come out very
Mystic
soon.
Mischief. You guys know that one, right?
Fall Guys. Yeah, a lot of the most anticipated game of 2018, Car Mechanic Simulator.
Let's go, dude.
And we need to remember one in particular that hasn't come out yet, and its fate is now up in the air, and that is Silk Song.
I was gonna say, yep.
Oh shit, really?
Hollow Knight-
That is the
Hollow Knight
sequel to
Silksong.
Hollow Knight
Oh,
that has
no.
been
Ooh.
that people have been waiting for a
Oh
long
fuck, dude,
time.
that's gonna suck.
And so now it's up in the air. Are they still going to keep developing in Unity, or is the game going to like? And
Can
it's
they
at
even
the point
transfer
where
over into something else?
Well, I mean,
is there a
better
mod
put
you
that
can
bitch in
download
Unreal
that can
5.
like not tell Unity that you're using their game? Maybe.
probably not. Probably not.
I don't think that you'd be able to.
That's
put
called
a mod on a
piracy,
game you
and we
haven't-
don't advocate for that.
I do.
Um,
Sorry.
unless it's for doubloons.
Wait, no, that's what I don't advocate for.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Favorite game as an activity for a Friday evening, RimWorld. Like, this is impacting
Let's go,
a
dude.
lot of good stuff.
But yeah,
Especially your friend.
the point being that the answer to this as a consumer is not to not buy games that are being made from devs using Unity, because they are in a very awkward and tight situation, and a lot of them who aren't like already established, maybe like double A studios and stuff, do not have the time, resources, and money to just completely switch to something else. And it would be not, I mean, yeah, I see the idea of not wanting to support Unity, but you're also not supporting those devs, and that's
we're all in
hurting
a
them
tight spot.
even
They have
more.
families and dogs.
Why they gotta keep
True.
fucking with gamers? Just
No, I
let
don't-
us sit in our caves and have some fun.
Gamers
idea-
rise up. I'm sorry.
The idea that came to my head, and I don't know if this is a thing that they're already doing. Whenever a developer or a development company is up and rising and they make a certain amount of money, why not just do it kind of like how YouTube does it or Twitch does it in a certain way, at least this time with a monetary value, instead of being like, you need to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 billion hours of watch time just to get $2 on your video. Why don't they just have it to where, like, let's say that you make 10K on a game. You're then eligible to pay for marketing through Unity's platform. Like, put it up on their homepage, put it through, like, all of their socials and shit, and be like, this is a featured game that is up and coming using our engine. That would be making them the money and not fucking over developers. It would even be featuring them and giving them exposure.
Thereby making more money in general for everyone. Yeah,
I feel like that would be a slippery slope. I think because you would have you would have larger games and larger AAA developers that would be like, no, okay, so we already have X amount of resources behind us, so we're gonna push and pay a little extra to make sure that ours is prioritized. So furthering casting a shadow on smaller devs and smaller like that might just barely make that threshold to qualify for that kind of spotlight, if that makes sense.
We also don't have to use it. Is the point of it? I think is just
from a business standpoint, if you meet a threshold and that unlocks an avenue for additional what's the fucking word I'm looking for?
Exposure,
yeah. Unlocks a tier for additional exposure. Like, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that?
Yeah.
I guess my big thing is fair. Just like they would probably have some sort of like algorithm to be able to tell like how many eyes have been on this game in the past, like 365 days, something like that.
Yeah, some crazy number.
And they would probably have, similar to how Steam does it right now, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but they have a featured section on Steam on the homepage for indie games that just got greenlit. And that if people decide to scroll down to that part, sure, Slay the Spire 2 or whatever the fuck that they're making could be on the front homepage. Sure, whatever. Whatever the hell else is on Unity that's making $1 billion bajillion that has merch and Hot Topic. Yeah, sure. Put that shit on the front page. But underneath it, be like, these guys just started. They're up and coming. These are like the high risers in this sort of genre, in this category. It would still give somebody a platform, and then you could have your front runners or whatever. I mean, at least
or recommended based on an algorithm or something.
I was going to say it would also take that into consideration and potentially put something that would be far more up your alley versus like, if you are more of a Slay the Spire, Dead Cells type player, it's not going to say like, hey, we think you'd like Final Fantasy 32. Yeah.
Hey, we think you'll like
Coming
Honey
out
Pop.
next month.
I mean, you probably will, but
they're probably too far past the point of being like, hey, what if we did this instead?
Yeah, that is something I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit.
Dead at this point.
Is that
if they don't change?
Exactly. It's
Can they
one of those
survive
things
without
where
changing what they've
they're
done
getting
already?
abandoned.
Everybody's dropping them.
Even if they were to completely retract everything that they've done, it's just like,
the trust has been broken.
You're still an asshole. Like, you did it. Yeah.
It's a very big ethical deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I do feel like though they're going to get a lot of money from it though, because you do have just from the list that I listed off, like 2 examples, Pokemon Go and Genshin Impact, free to play games that have microtransactions out the ass.
Yeah.
But Genshin Impact specifically, that like they have the money to be able to front the 66 million downloads a day or something like that
and also to pay for Game of the Year twice in a row. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok deserved to win, you fucking assholes. That's a different story for a different day.
I don't think Ragnarok lost to Genshin Impact.
It did. Watch the Game of the Year awards.
I do.
It lost.
I assume he did
got
if
second.
he said that.
Like it was a nominee.
Watch it right now.
It was a nominee. It was either
Jamie,
that game or it was Sonic Frontiers. One of the two.
Year 2022. It was Elden Ring won Game of the Year 2022. Or are you thinking of a specific category?
That makes sense.
I may have been thinking of a specific category. I remember Elden Ring won that.
Yeah.
Game of the Year was Elden Ring.
There's not a single
upset.
Deserved.
Deserved
though.
There's not a category that Elden Ring and God of War would have shared, honestly.
I'm still upset.
Fantasy.
I maintain my upsettedness.
I have never actually watched Game of the Year awards. I watched a lot of E3
It's
stuff.
Like maybe
Is
best
E3
free to best free to like free to
E3's
play
pretty
game.
much
Maybe
dead, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Is it gone?
No, E3 is actually confirmed dead because they just canceled the 2024 stuff again. Like one of the major big financial backers that usually come together to like make the thing. They're like, we're stepping away. You guys are kind of on your own.
Yeah. The only reason I actually knew about E3 was because like Halo 2, like when Halo 2 dropped, they dropped it at E3 and it was massive. And I watched like the Vidoc. There was like a copy of Halo 2 that I had that like came with a DVD that like showed like a lot of the production and like, you know, post Halo and like the success and then like everything they did leading up to Halo 2. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And then they went and played volleyball and they were all pasty white boys and it was oh God, just mwah.
At least the beginning of where E3 fucked up for me was that they just started making individual live streams for the individual companies. Instead of what they used to do was just have like a fucking 72-hour stream that had timestamps. Like it had a strict schedule that was just like, hey, yo, if you want to see the Bethesda showcase, it's at 4 o'clock these times.
And now we're getting Bethesda Direct, Nintendo Direct.
Directly
Bungie
after
Direct.
that, you're going to be seeing the Ubisoft, you're going to be seeing Nintendo is going to be there, you're going to be seeing like From Software games, all these
all in one
other
place
people.
at one time.
Exactly, exactly.
It's where the money's at though. Like if they can get a wider audience with a live stream and
for sure.
which would inevitably and ultimately lead to more game sales down the road, it's free marketing.
Yeah.
It's free
But
marketing.
what happens to the
Back
culture?
in my day, we'd
They don't
be in
care.
person playing
Nobody
video
knows.
games.
I know
and
they
talking
don't
about
care.
new
Yeah, who
stuff.
gives a shit about the culture? The hell with
Yeah.
the culture.
Yeah, I know, and that's just the dilemma I'm putting out into the ether. What happens to gaming culture whenever everything just becomes
Those aren't my words, folks. Those are just observations.
In
Yeah.
other
Couch
words,
no
co-op
more
is
gatherings. I
mostly
mean,
dead
gamers
at
are
this
already
point.
shut-ins enough. We need to go places sometimes. So
I don't know about you, but I'm playing games everywhere.
I'm going to
in other
Ren
words,
Fair.
to
I play
bring this
Pokemon
full
Go.
Circle, to bring this full circle, it sounds like that these gamers have fucked up.
dun
guess.
dun
It
dun
is-
dun
See,
dun.
My mind went to
Edit this
the
part
Benny
out.
Hill music instead.
Thanks, man. Just put both
I
of
wasn't
them
going to add to
overlapping
the
each other.
cacophony.
Yeah, just put both of them overlapping each other. But,
So you know I'm gonna cut all of this out, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
thing.
Just got the
Delete
whole
the
episode.
episode.
We'll pick up at episode 8. But just for the entire episode, for 53 minutes or however long we're having this, it's just a
Dave Grohl.
a stretched
No.
picture of Dave Grohl's face.
Editor, put this episode next to another copy of this episode so it looks like it's an episode in VR.
Editor, can you make
Or-
me Dave Grohl?
Make the episode smaller up in the corner, so like we're reacting to the episode as it comes.
Oh, yeah.
As my dad
I
would
can't
say,
believe
"Poof,
you would
you're
say
Dave
that
Grohl."
about Kingdom Hearts Live.
Wow,
What
how
the
could
hell?
you say that?
Should I have?
more like Kingdom Shards.
Wow, holy shit, he said
Okay, Dan,
that.
time to end the episode.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far down the rabbit hole, I wanted to thank you all for joining us on this episode of Oddly Coded. Gentlemen, thank you guys for joining me as well, as always. Friends, if you'd like to find us, all of our social medias will be placed down in the description. We upload a new episode every single Monday, so you should be subscribed so you don't miss a single thing that we're saying on this podcast. Or if you don't want to watch the full episodes, we've also got little mini clips of the episodes that we do every so often. Yeah, they're somewhere on the screen. Editor, put them in different places so they're confused. But, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan, and we're getting the fuck out of here.